Welcome back to A Taste of Cafe Nylou, where everything is lip smacking, toe tapping good. I'm Deborah, aka G Mommy, and today I'm going to be making oven baked oxtails. So let's get this ball rolling. All right, y'all, check out these beautiful oxtails. We're getting ready to season up. I've washed them in lemon juice and a little vinegar, and they are beautiful, as you can see. The butcher trimmed them, and they're about, maybe an inch and a half to 2 inches thick. They're looking good. Some of them, the little excess fat that was on there, I kind of took that off too. But the ingredients that I use are this Oxtail Seasoning. And guys, I don't really make measurements. I just put a handful in my hand and pour that into the bowl. And onion powder. So it's kind of to taste, so I don't have measurements. Garlic powder. Seasoning salt. Yeah, I can do it better than. It's like handfuls, kind of. And then the old paprika, give it some color. Oh, I need to open this, take this top off of here. Let's do that. And then, let's get that in there and start moving that around, massaging it in. And I'm sure I'm going to be adding some more seasoning. Oh, one overboard. And just massage that into your meat as much as you can. And get it some love. And just massage that love into this meat so it'll be tender, falling off the bone. And the paprika gives it a pretty coloring. Because this meat is going to marinate. And it's going to taste really, really good. I'm actually going to marinate it for about two hours. You don't have to marinate it that long if you don't want to, but this is, I have time, so I'm going to go ahead and marinate it really good. All right, All right, we're going to wash our hands, and then I'll be back. Okay, I added some fresh ground pepper also to the mix, and I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap. And we're going to put this in the fridge for a couple hours. And let it marinate so all those flavors can get into that meat and be delicious. I need one more piece. Cover this. And once it's marinated, we'll be back for the next step. All right, here's my meat that has been marinating, and it smells so good, guys. So I'm gonna put it in this skillet. I'm gonna sear on each side, and then we're gonna put it in the oven. The oven is preheating right now on 350. So let's get started. I have about 3 tablespoons of canola oil. I'm hoping all of these will fit in this pot here. A skillet, a huge skillet that I bought. And Guys, make sure you leave your meat sitting for a minute so that it won't stick. Well, I'm going to put that in there. That's some small ones in there. I'm going to let those cook on that side for a minute, and then I'll flip them over. Okay, now I like searing my meat without flour because I want the seasonings to stick to the meat. So I don't flour my meat when I sear it. So I'm going to let that sit just a little longer. Just a little longer, and then we'll flip them over. Oxtails are a delicious meal that is from back in the day, as you know. And at one time they didn't cost a lot of money, but now they cost a lot of money to buy oxtails. They're very expensive, when before you could buy them for a little or nothing. So now I say it's a delicacy. All right, let's flip this on over and get these tails a moving. Yeah. Get them turned over. They're looking pretty. And I marinated my meat for about 2 hours. It was a little over 2 hours. Because I want all that goodness to go inside the meat. And I want it to stay in the meat, which is, again, why I'm not using flour. Okay. And we'll be back. All right, these are all cooked on this side, and what I'm going to do, they cooked actually on both sides, as you can see. Let me show you one if I can bring it up so you can see how pretty it's looking. You see how pretty that looks? So we're going to take these out, and then I'm going to put the remaining oxtails in here to brown. While the other oxtails are searing, I'm going to cut up this onion. We're going to use the whole onion. These are going to go on my... I like to make mine in like half moon shapes. If you want to dice them, you can. I want to see my onions, so I have those. And these are all ready to go in when I get ready to put them in the oven. Okay, these are browned on each side as well. So we're going to remove all of these out and get ready to put our gravy together. Okay, so what I like to use is Lipton onion soup mix. So I'm going to open a pack of that, put it in here, kind of stir that around. To the onion soup mix that I had in here, I added a can of beef consomme. This is really good. The flavor is good, and it's gives it a rich flavor. And I also added a can of beef stock, just regular beef stock. And here I'm going to, and I added a tablespoon of flour as well. This is a beef bouillon cube. I'm just gonna mash it and put it in there. And let that cook for a bit. This is going to be delicious. taste this mixture to see if I need to add anything else, any other seasonings, but I don't think so. I'll probably add some water to this. So let me get a spoon and taste it. Okay, let's see. You see how it looks? It's good. But I'm gonna add a little water, maybe a cup of water, because it's gonna reduce down anyway. So I'm gonna get a cup of water. They're all set and nestled and ready to go in the oven. So we're gonna put the lid on and pop them in, and then we'll be back after maybe an hour and a half just to check on them. Okay, I've taken them out there about, been in the oven for an hour and a half, and this is actually how they're looking so far. I'm going to skim some of this grease off the top. You see all the grease that's in there? I'm going to skim some of that grease off and then put it back in the oven for another hour and a half. And we'll be back when it's ready. Well, these have been in the oven for about 3 hours, but I still want them to get a little softer. They are soft. You can see they're kind of falling, but I want mine to be a little, trying to pick it up here. I kind of want it to be a little softer there. So I'm going to put them back in the oven for about 30 minutes. I skimmed off as much of the grease as I could, and then I added a little more flour to my gravy. So now this is how it's looking now. I added about another 2 tablespoons of flour, and now it's thicker. So we're going to put it back in the oven for 30 minutes, and that should do it. Well, our oxtails are out, and I cooked them that extra 30 minutes, which I'm glad I did. Look at that gravy, guys. Ooh, it's a good consistency. And let me show you how it's just pulling off the bone. That's a good one to show. Let me get a different one because it's not laying flat on my spoon. Here's one. Let's try this one. If I could pick it up. Okay, you see how that's just coming off the bone? It's just peeling right off the bone. So let me give it a taste test. Taste that piece right there. What I tell you, baby, it's like butter. What? It's so good. Believe it. Believe me when I say it's good. You guys can try this recipe and tell me how you like it. See? Get another good look at it. Delish, delish. Guys, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And you have a blessed and wonderful week. All right, look at all the lusciousness. Ooh.